But let's
Yes.
stick with the third tip that you had was around having a hardwired connection. So if you're doing a live or if you're doing an interview or a Zoom or something, so
Yes.
you live out in nature, out in the woods, and so that I can imagine is very important, being a little bit more of a rural location. Can you talk a little bit about that, Cordelia?
Yeah, absolutely. So, probably in the fall when I was instructing a lot for the college, I was relying on my Wi-Fi, and then one day we had major issues and I couldn't get on. And so it happened. Thankfully, it was sort of the latter part of the class. So there was only 20 minutes remaining, so it was very easy just to be done with it. But after that, I thought, nope, I need a hard wire. So I've got my Wi-Fi modem like literally in my office, and then my partner did me a huge favor. He's got this hard wire. He's like pinned it to the wall. So now I always have the hard wire connection whenever I'm working on Zoom or doing videos or instructing or working with my clients. And then the other thing is I got very familiar with how to create a hotspot on my iPhone so that if Wi-Fi something
Right.
goes down, I just push my data. I just tether to my iPhone, make sure that's plugged, and I can still operate. So unfortunately, it came because of a little bit of a fear, but now I've got my hardwire in, and I know that I have my iPhone if I have to tether to and just use data if it has to get done. So with the hardwire internet and my iPhone and sharing the hotspot, I feel very
You're
confident that
covered.
yeah,
Yeah.
I really feel yeah, absolutely.
It's funny, I haven't had that experience in the last couple of years. They must have done some sort of a broadband increase or something, but I remember the frustration of it. People would be freezing and yeah, the hardwire thing. So for people who don't know, I'm thinking some millennials might not even know
Yeah,
what the we've been such a wireless age for so
yeah,
long, but that's where, the little thing sticks into the router and it's actually your computer is
yeah,
wired right into your router
check.
so that if
Yep,
wireless does go down or something happens with the Wi-Fi, you're still good.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that is a wonderful tip. And that's especially if you're hosting a large meeting and you're the linchpin or the hub for the whole meeting, it's really important to have that
And that's the great distinction
and
too, Robin.
quality.
Yeah, and that's the big thing too. It's like, what is your role in the video? If you're leading something, if you're the interviewer, you really need to be mindful of everything because there's an expectation that you're going to know how to figure it out if something goes wrong. And that's true. Like you really do. So,
I'm going to throw this one in. I always like to throw in a couple of bonus things, but one of them is that if you are hosting a large event, to have somebody helping you with the tech, because
yeah,
if the chat room is going and if there
yeah,
are, I was hosting one a couple of weeks ago where it was almost 200 people. And thank goodness I had somebody there because I had to turn the chat off. It was flying by so
mhm,
fast that I was getting distracted. And if I would have been doing it by myself, I would have just been sucking my thumb and rocking in the corner by the end of it. And we don't want these things to be stressful. We
no,
want them to be fun.
yeah,
So,
absolutely. No, that's a great tip.
yeah.